Chariot, Ginye, Baro. There are many martial arts styles out there, such as Taekwondo, Karate, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, and Jeet Kune Do. But the martial art that I will be sharing is the art of Hapkido, which is a Korean martial art. Hapkido is an eclectic style that focuses on techniques that move in a circular motion, using the opponent's level of power and energy against them in order to defend oneself accordingly, and focuses on fluidity. Hapkido translates to the way of coordinating energy, and there are three principles of Hapkido, which are circular motion, which means no beginning and no end. The principle of flowing water, which means no resistance. And the principle of harmony, which means your power plus my power equals 1. This presentation will include the history of Hapkido, where Hapkido originated, and how Hapkido has played a vital role in my life. In 1900, a boy named Choi Young-sul was kidnapped from Korea and brought to Japan. Choi was uncooperative with this kidnapper. Rather than take Choi back to his war-torn homeland of Korea, his kidnapper abandoned him at the local temple in Japan. The monks at the temple took care of young Choi and took him to learn martial arts under Sokaku Takeda, who was the martial arts master in Japan. Choi learned the art of Aiki Jiu-Jitsu and became one of Takeda's master students. Fast forward to 1945, Choi returned to his home of Korea post-World War II and combined the art of Daito, Ryu, Aiki, Jiu-Jitsu, Karate, and Judo, which is now known as the art of Hapkido. Many will say that Hapkido has borrowed kicks from Taekwondo, but that is not true. Although Hapkido and Taekwondo kicks are very similar, Hapkido learned kicks from the ancient arts such as Taekyon and Subak. Taekwondo kicks focus on targeting above the waist, whereas Hapkido kicks focus on targets below the waist. Aside from Daito, Ryu, Aiki, Jiu-Jitsu, modern Hapkido has influences from other martial arts such as Karate, Judo, Wing Chun, Jiu-Jitsu, Taekwondo, Tang Soo Do, Hwarangdo, and Kang Soo Do. Grandmaster Choi Young-sul has taught many students such as Grandmaster Ji Han Jae and Grandmaster Myung Yang Kim. And Hapkido is an amazing art, and I am proud to say that I train in the art of Hapkido, and I will be sharing my journey in Hapkido thus far. When I was 14 years old, I lived in a neighborhood where gang violence was prevalent. But I would get harassed by gang members, but things came to a head over holiday break in 2005 when I would get harassed by gang members or get jumped coming home from the store. One day I came home with a bloody nose and a black eye, which was my final straw. So when I went home, I told my mother, "Mom, I am tired of getting jumped and harassed by these gang members. So you have three choices. Either I join a gang, you buy me a gun, or you sign me up for the Hapkido class at Sepulveda Recreation Center." My mother knew that she had no choice, so she signed me up for the class. On Wednesday, January 11th, I started my training in Hapkido at Sepulveda Recreation Center under Master Randy Alleman. When I first started, I had to learn the first 5 basic punches. That's punching form number 1, punching form number 2, punching form number 3, punching form number 4, punching form number 5. I had to learn my basic punches, my basic kicks, but then as I progressed, I learned how to, some examples of falling. I also learned the basic techniques to test for my yellow belt. On August 19th, 2006, I tested for my yellow belt, which was my first belt. And in February of 2007, I tested for my purple belt. In September of 2007, which was 3 weeks after beginning my sophomore year of high school, I tested for my green belt. In June of 2008, I tested for my blue belt. In December of 2008, I tested for my brown belt. In May of 2009, I tested for my red belt. I waited a year and a half to test for my first degree black belt because I had to learn how to teach, as well as learning my knife and my knife self-defense techniques. And a month after I graduated high school, I tested for my first degree black belt. And in August of this year, I promoted to my second degree black belt. Hapkido has changed my life, has kept me out of jail, given me self-confidence, and shown me that I can do anything that I set my mind to. So if anyone, and also one thing I wanted to share about Hapkido is that different martial arts schools have different belt systems for ranking. But here's my belt display rack, which shows, hold on a minute, sorry about that, y'all. And I'll just do it like this. The belt order where I train is white, yellow, purple, green. Oh, excuse me, white, yellow, purple, green, blue, brown, red, then black. These are all the belts that I've earned over the years of training, and I hope to continue training and eventually become a master and start my own school. I highly recommend, if anyone is interested in learning Hapkido, to give it a try. To my classmates or to my professor, if you're interested in learning Hapkido from me, do not hesitate to reach out to me and I will gladly teach you. So with that being said, here's how I will end it by saying goodbye to you all. Chariot, Yongye, Kamsamnida. For those of you that don't know, Chariot means attention. Yongye means bow down in Korean. And Kamsamnida means thank you in Korean. And that's how we usually end our classes in Hapkido. So that's how I'll be ending this video. Chariot, Yungye, Kamsamnida. Hope you all enjoyed my presentation.